Welcome to Sage Words, almost everything you need to know. Let's talk about maturity. What the world needs now is maturity, sweet maturity. It's not the liberal left or conservative right where all the problems begin. It's the lack of maturity with which people resolve differences that has created this sin. People have lost their ability to reason, listen, and care. To respectfully engage in discourse is all too rare. I refuse to play part to the mentality of us versus them. I see the wholeness of humanity in the oneness within. This isn't idealistic spiritual speech. It's dialectic thinking wisdom every great leader doth teach. We can lay the boundary and some ground rules to guide us through any conflict storm. Commit to expressing ourselves without engaging with the proverbial bullhorn. Acknowledge that it is possible to have the courage of one's convictions without resorting to engaging in eviscerating maledictions. The guidelines are simple. Set emotions aside and embrace critical thought. Compare research side by side to discern which facts are not. State our case and then prepare to listen deeply. Ask clarifying questions to allow understanding completely. Replace judgment with curiosity. Let the knowledge marinate before reacting with animosity. And in every discussion, by respectfully agreeing to disagree, as the case may be, with the promise to change the subject if things get too heated, thereby forcing the other to want to flee. Use the radical candor method to communicate, care personally, and challenge directly. Above all, no personal attacks, for what the world needs now is maturity. There is no solution to continuing to further divide. We have to come together, build bridges from each side. Mistreatment gives us permission to walk away free and clear clean, but when it comes to conflict resolution, has walking away ever solved anything? It's the very fact that people are unwilling to brave the minor philosophical earthquakes in union that has caused the seismic destruction of humanity's moral foundation and ruin. We will never achieve peace and grow if we continue to harvest discord through the rage we sow. It does no use to demonize the uncontrolled wild, for in times of great tumult, we must treat each other as we treat the child. With endless forgiveness, patience, understanding, love, and care, yet still within the realm of healthy boundaries, self-restraint, and the agreed-upon rules of mature conduct that we lay bare. With moral courage and respectful conscientiousness, we can discern fact from fiction to focus on righteousness. There will always be areas of contention, but without dialogue and an exchange of ideas, they become exaggerated, distorted, and the difficult conversations that go unmentioned. This polarized, dismissive way of communicating is what's tearing our world apart, not the conflicting beliefs, which can be navigated, negotiated, and taken to heart. A little maturity goes a long way to resolution, but it requires humility and self-care to get to that solution. Certainty is an addiction, a drug we all must face. In the name of understanding, it's the balance of confidence and humility that wins the race. A person who can't control their temper is living under 9,000 pounds of pain. The abusive attacks they lunge at others are the way they deal with shame. The cure is recognition and release. We can teach each other tools that bring peace. It takes commitment to learn a new way to be. It's a shift in modus operandi from impulsive to maturity. Maturity is a practice and a conscious state of mind. It's the removal of self-destructive coping mechanisms that keep us misaligned. If every irritant within ourselves leads us to fight, fly, freeze, fawn, spend, smoke, drug, become withdrawn, game, sex, eat, or drink, then every irritant in another will lead our boat to sink. Maturity is the act of slow and careful consideration. It comes from years of facing fears and employing emotional regulation, acting with vulnerable courage instead of embracing evasion. It is the practice of sitting in the eye of the storm to see all sides. It is the calm that breeds in us a healthy sort of pride. Maturity is contagious. It's soothing and infectious. Its nature is firm leadership that sits quietly in our solar plexus. It's the state of being triggered without impulsive reaction. Through the practice of stillness, we find resistance traction. We don't allow ourselves to be pulled into hypnotic confrontation that is seething when we engage in the art of self-care via mindful presence and deep breathing. Maturity breaks through the chrysalis of our youth. And as we breathe through the chaos, we begin to hear the greater truth. Anything is possible when we can learn to listen and receive, when we can let go of the attachments to what we choose to believe, when we become fast to understand and slow to combat, we have what the world needs now: maturity, sweet maturity, blowing at our back. If you want to help empower others to hear messages like these, please take 3 seconds to take 3 actions: like, subscribe, and hit the bell. This will help generate a YouTube algorithm for other like-minded individuals to find this video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, speak sage words and remember the power of one.